Now, I hadn't actually realised that Ronald Reagan was called to give evidence at the House Un-American Activities Committee, as we see in the film. I just wondered what surprised you the most, or you found most intriguing about the story as you learnt more about this period.
I think that the post, after Trumbo came out from prison, I knew about the House Un-American Activities Committee. I knew about Hedda Hopper. I knew about Trumbo. I'd actually met Trumbo, towards the end of his life. I went to meet him about doing a film that he'd written, funnily enough. But what I didn't know about, which I thought was fascinating, was what happened after he came out of prison, and the whole process of writing under another name, and the whole thing that led up to Spartacus. I thought that was really, really fascinating.
And Hedda was very unapologetic, wasn't she, and really seemed to revel in her reputation. And I believe she referred to her home as the house that fear built in Beverly Hills. But were there aspects of her that you could admire to some degree?
No, absolutely, unquestionably. I mean, for a woman in that era to rise to the position of power that she had, to wield her power so unutterably ruthlessly, to have the confidence that she had, the energy that she had, the commitment that she had. There are a lot of very admirable things in Hedda. If she'd only used it in another direction, she might have become a great politician but she loved her role. She absolutely loved it. She reveled in it, and was completely ruthless within it.
And the Oscars obviously feature in the film quite prominently, and Bryan Cranston has been nominated. How pleased were you when he got his nomination, and will you be there in LA to cheer him on
I
Oscar
won't be
night?
in LA, but I have been on the awards route with him up to this point, because I was being nominated along. I didn't get an Oscar nomination, but we've been to lots of award ceremonies in the last month or so. So, and we're always at the same table, So he and his wife and me, and sometimes my husband, sometimes my stepson, who was mistaken for my husband. So yes, I've been spending a lot of time with him. I mean, that's the fun, actually, of that sort of whole season in America. If you have done a movie where that's being nominated, or you have what I call my red carpet friends. So Brie Larson is my new red carpet friend. Saoirse Ronan, who's wonderful. These wonderful women.
And how different is Hollywood in 2016 compared to the late 40s in terms of people perhaps being fearful of what might be written about them?
People are still fearful. I think what's really changed, is substantially changed, is the power being in one person's hand. It's still, I mean, the whole hacking scandal here in Britain was a horrible, horrible thing. In a way, it was sort of like the House of Un-American Activities. It was people being critical of your personal life and exposing you for approbation. Is that the right word? Approbation. I think that was very, very unpleasant and tacky on the part of the media who engaged in it. But what you don't have nowadays is one person having the ear of 36 million people, and therefore the fear of having to keep that one person happy, because if you didn't suck up to her, she could easily destroy you.
And just finally, like Hedda, you have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which
I
you got
do.
a few years ago. I just wondered, obviously your career speaks for itself, but does that make you feel sort of a real part of film history?
Yes, it was a great moment getting my star. I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely blown away by it, because like everybody else, when I first went to Los Angeles, and that part of Hollywood was at that time had really gone down. It was drug dealers and hookers, basically. It was very, very sleazy. But all of us tourists would go there, because we wanted to see this iconic, the Hollywood star, a Walk of Fame sort of thing. And I'd done that along with everybody else. So to find myself sort of a part of it, I have to say I was really, really excited by that. I really was.
Dame Helen Mirren, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.